Hey guys, welcome to Mixed Tank TV. I'm GAWP and I'm here today to tell you all about 3 free plugins that you can get from my website, mostwantedaudio.com. Shameless plug. So yeah, you can grab, there's over 30, but I'm just actually going to tell you about the top 3, just because these are my favourites, and yeah, I believe you should be using them. So my first one is by Valhalla. This is called Supermassive. I actually got an email about this one a while back, and it was a free one, so it got me hooked into the Valhalla reverbs and effects. This one's great. Supermassive is the name of this, and as you can tell, it's probably supermassive, which it is. What I'm going to do is I've got a vocal loop in here, just out of my Loop Master sample pack, and I'm just going to cut it down actually, just so we've got a bit of a vocal, and then it's just not. Then we'll get more of an effect. So I'm just going to duplicate that across there like that, just so we can have a bit more of a sound on it. So it's got it mangles, it warps, it's got modulation, it's got an EQ, it's got loads of good features. It's got a mix as well, so you can parallel it with itself and the width. And also with any of the Valhalla stuff, it's got a really good help, an explanation at the bottom. So as you hover over anything, it tells you what it does. So let's see what it sounds like. This is random. I've not prepared this. I'm just going to mangle it and make it super massive. And as you can hear, you can really shape the effect as well. This can be used on various instances. It can be used on the channel itself. It could be used on a group as a whole, like an auxiliary send, or it could even be used as just a send and return on your effects. So you could have it like fully mixed wet, and then you can have this on there. So it's a lot of fun, and I think when it's fun and you're making music, it really does help. But yeah, so you can automate everything in, so all the knobs on here are adjustable, so you can get really sort of get creative and get deep in this one. So I'd suggest you getting it. Valhalla Supermassive, free. Up next then, number 2 of the 3 free plugins. It's by a Polish made company called D16. I really love their stuff. I've got Sigmund, and the other one, the Decimort 2, is really good, and they've got Dog Phaser and loads of other ones. But yeah, there's 2 my favourite, the Decimort and then this one. This is a free one. It's a self-adaptive versatile limiter, as it says on under the title, which means it acts a bit like if anyone's familiar with like the Manley Varimuse. So it adapts to the input signal. So what I've done is I've dragged in a drum loop on here, and what I want to do is I want to see how versatile it really is. So I'm just going to go into the settings. As you can hear, it's almost like got a pumping effect, and that's because the release is on slow. So if you were to change the release, and here on these knobs down here, if you put it on faster, it'll let a lot more of the dynamics through and more transients. So it actually even says, I've just noticed it says made in Katowice in Poland there at the bottom. But yeah, so I'll put the fast release on, so that'll give you, depending on what effects you want, if you want it really pumping or if you want it sort of really fast, which is really good for, it's almost like going in more into a digital sort of limiter rather than being an analog. It's got in the middle, it's got a VU meter, old school VU meter, which it shows you the gain reduction, which goes down to like sort of between 18 and 24, and then goes way into the hot zone down there. But yeah, how it works is the more signal you feed it, the behavior of it is very different. So that the more you feed it into the threshold, the more it's going to bring out certain areas, certain sort of transients of the mix. And if you look over here on the right hand side, it's got a soft clip on that part there. So that what that does is, if you're not familiar with clipping, that just clips off softly on the top. So instead of being like hard clipping, which is like distortion, square wave, this is a soft clipper. So you just put that on and you can see the little light sort of flashing when it kicks in, and that just clips off any of the fundamental transients at the beginning. You can see it's really extreme, and I've been doing it extreme just so you can hear the difference, but you can really dial it in, and it's free. So it's such a great limiter for the price of $0. And in third place, the third free plugin of my choice, in no particular order, I love all of these, but this one is something I use nearly on most of my production. It's called Voxengo Span, and it's got correlation meter, it's got various loudness meters in here. You can choose different between like K14 and LUFS. It's also got settings for mid and side, which I've set up myself. You can go into the colours, you can change the colours of the visuals. It's also, you can get really deep into this if you look on like some of the YouTube clips there is out there. There's where you can do it onto multiple channels. So you could have 16 different channels all at different colours. So you can see where the frequencies are all sort of working together or clashing and things like that. So it's really useful on that side. But I keep it basic. I keep it on the mid-side section. Mid-side being like mono signal, and then the sides out different from each speaker. So I use it a lot on the mixing stage. Also, when I come to mastering at the end, it's sometimes really handy to find any areas that are phasing, which you're going to lose a lot of energy, and you're going to lose a lot of volume. So yeah, so I'm just going to do it on the drum beat and drum loop there. I don't know, I have a clue what it's going to sound like, but I'm just going to hit play and we'll see. I'll explain what it's doing. So as you can see, let me just keep that going, and I'll just mute it so it's not coming out so I can talk. There we go. So as you can see, on the underlying area there is what you call the sides. So that's your side signal. So if I was to just quickly throw on an EQ on here, not that one. If I was just to throw on a FabFilter Pro Q3, just for an instance to show you. And then if I chose the sides, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push up the sides just to show you on there, just to get rid of that. There we go. As you can see, the red is actually going over the edge of the green, which is meaning it's out of phase. If you look at the correlation meter, you can see that's also going to do that. But what this does is it enables you, sometimes if you're using a lot of the soft synths and they've got maximizers on, or they've got like a lot of chorus or unison or flanging, or they've got expanders, spreaders, enhancers, whatever you call them, all those type of things can really make your mix sort of go out of phase. So it's really a good handy tool because you can visually see it rather than hear it, because sometimes you can't really hear these things. So it's really good to sort of find any problematic frequencies. Well, that wraps it up. The 3 free plugins available from mostwantedaudio.com. There's a lot more things on there. There's samples, there's all the mastering services, things like that. But most importantly, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't watched my Mixtank course yet, there's a 5 hours plus of just music production. It's not just a breakdown of one track. It's like 5.5 hours, I think, of all sorts of areas. I wanted to really pack in like everything that sort of all the stumbling blocks or any tips and tricks I've picked up over the years just to help you guys out. So yeah, head over there now, and if you've already watched it, watch it again. You'll learn something new.